Hello, I am Aditi Vara and today I am going to present on contemporary Western theories and film studies, and today's my topic is eco-criticism theory. And first of all, we can know about what is eco-criticism. The term eco-criticism was coined in 1978 by William Rupert in his essay Literature and Ecology, an experiment in eco-criticism. And eco-criticism is also known of a term umbrella, and it is also known as the environmental term. And eco-criticism is the study of the relationship between literature and the physical environment. Next, we can see about the eco-criticism, why importance in literature. Several critics have considered the importance of the environment in the literature, and for example, Leo Marx and Raymond Williams are the using eco-criticism in literature. And eco-criticism defines itself as a practice of reading literature from an earth-centered perspective, and also eco-criticism guides us to examine the world around us and critiquing the mannerism of society in the treatment of nature. And key points of eco-criticism: in eco-criticism, nature is the center, not a man. And it is the study of literature and physical environment. It is an earth-centered approach to a literary study. Ecology man is the ultimate villain. Eco-criticism says that we all are equal, and the main purpose is to protect the earth. And why it is important to study: it gives importance to the relationship between human beings and nature. How are human beings affecting nature and vice versa? And in a broader perspective, eco-criticism guides us to examine the world around us, creating the manners of society in the treatment of nature. And the theory help is analyzing any text with an eye on nature portrayed by the author and the eco-critical trope within the text. And eco-criticism as a literary theory. The traditional theories in the literature put emphasis either on linguistic or on cultural and social background. The eco-critics put all the weight on the nature and believe that nature text as a force of which affects our evolution directly as a society. And however, as it entered into the field of literary theory, a part bifurcated and established itself as a solely devoted when concerned with the reading of literary text and bringing out of the role of nature, representation of nature and natural elements in the literature produced worldwide. And here I would like to recite one quote from eco-criticism. Much eco-criticism has taken for granted that its stake it is to overcome anthropocentrism, just as feminism seeks to overcome androcentrism, and the metaphysical argument for binocentrism is meant to sustain moral claims for the about the intrinsic value of the nature world, which will turn affect our attitudes and behaviors toward nature. And this quote is written by Greg Garrard. And nature and culture. Eco-criticism takes as its subjects the interconnection between the nature and culture, specifically the culture artifacts of language and literature. And literary theory in general examines the relationship between writers, text, and the world. And in most literary theories, the world is synonymous with the society and the social sphere. And eco-criticism expands the notion of the world to include the entire ecosphere. And some eco-critics ask questions like, how is nature represented in these sonnets? What role does the physical setting play in the plot of these novels? Are the values expressed in this play consist with ecological wisdom? And how do our metaphors of the land influence the way we treated it? And how can we characterize nature writing as a genre? And some examples. A great example of eco-critical reading is William Wordsworth, I wandered lonely as a cloud. And in this is one of the most popular poem of Wordsworth. And also framing the world, a good example of eco-criticism. And Cherny film is a environmental film, and it is setting related with the environmental. And Cherny film is published is Cherny film is released in 2021. It is near to us, and we this film is directed by Amit Masurkar and produced by T Series and Abundant Entertainment. And in Cherny films, it's become a difficult for animals. And banned Pepsi, for example, we can see banned Pepsi in India because Pepsi company has mostly used overusing of groundwater. And then Kerala has restrict to Pepsi. And we can see some more example of eco-criticism. And we have also discussed some example in our classroom discussions, like Narmada Bachao Andolan, the Char Dham Yatra project, and also Dhruv Bhat Tattwamasi is an example of eco-criticism. And some books that were important in the founding and development of eco-criticism. Leo Marx, The Machine in the Garden Technology and the Pastoral Ideal in America in 1964. The Roderick Fraser's Nash Wilderness and the American Mind. The Donald Worster's Nature's Economy, A History of Ecological Ideas in 1977. John Elder's Imaging the Earth, Poetry and the Vision of Nature is in 1985. Robert Pogue Harrison's Forests, The Shadow of Civilization in 1992. And Thoreau's Nature Writing and the Formation of American Culture in 1995. These all books are the best example of eco-criticism. And we are facing nowadays a global crisis, and we also see some example around us. Then we have tried to save plants and animals for saving environment, change our habits for using technology, and if possible we have using cycle for short traveling. And uh, then so much money and also time is not waste. And notice how use of water, reduce the amount of paper in our life, use a refillable water bottle and refusable lunch containers also. And what you throw in the dustbin, please, I have request to all of you, don't throw dust in the road and every side. Please throw your garbage and everything in dustbin. And at last conclusion, eco-critics encourage others to think seriously about the relationship of humans to nature, about the ethical and aesthetic dilemmas posed by the environmental crisis, and about how the language and literature transmit values with the profound ecological implication. And here is my reference. And thank you.